It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light, little flock. A lot of people talk about the Word of God. They call themselves preachers, pastors, elect, chosen ones. And they say that they're here to help you, to give you advice or to teach you, to minister to you. This is what they say. But have you noticed that many of them don't even call the Father by his name? Do you notice that, little flock? And if somebody loved you, wouldn't they try to make things as simple as possible for you? For instance, if you're a parent and you have a child, won't you meet them at their level and make things simple for them until they grow in wisdom and understanding and in knowledge? And then you give them more difficult tasks to do. But in the beginning, you're teaching them how to talk. You're saying things like mama, mama. Simple, easy sound for your baby to learn how to use his mouth. You see that? And so it is with this, little flock. There is milk and then there's meat. And these so-called ministers, shepherds, chosen ones, pastors, are they giving you meat in due season? And the kind of meat that they're giving you, is it carnal meat or is it spiritual meat? Because as I've said so many times before, there are two worlds, there are two minds at war, and you have to decide on what side of this battlefield you're going to fight on. As I said before, and as Abba has told you in his word, you can't be lukewarm. In other words, you can't be in the middle of this war. There's no neutral ground, in other words. You will love one and hate the other. You will love one side and hate the other side. You will serve one and you will reject the other. So which side are you fighting for? The carnal side or the spiritual side? Now, one people shall be stronger than the other. And Abba says there's going to come a people on the earth that are unlike any people that have ever been nor ever shall be. This is a unique people, a unique portion that he's called out. They are his elect, his called out ones. And those elect that are called out from the world, from the four corners, from where they've been scattered, oh yeah, they're everywhere, little flock. You're everywhere. You shall be risen up and you shall become a nation, a new nation, not based upon outward appearance like every other nation is, you see, but based upon the heart. Because as we know, a true Jew is a man who is chosen because of his heart. True Jew is not one who is one outwardly. So I don't care how much Jew culture a man tells you according to how you should look. That doesn't make you a Jew. It's written right there in the word. But a real Jew, a true Jew, is one who is circumcised in the heart, who has the tender part of his heart exposed. In other words, he's been revealed. The true him that was hidden under the foreskin of what you thought he was. Now the true him has been revealed, and that's the tender part. You see how Abba uses that as an illustration to show you his children that he has chosen? Those of a tender heart who have had a transformation of their inner workings. You see that? They've decided what side they're fighting for. And this inner change comes because of the knowledge of the one you serve. It's that simple. It's written, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. And when men read that, what do you think they believe by the carnal mind? This is impossible. This can't possibly be done. No man is perfect. Shit. Even though we read in the Bible several times. Noah, Job, just to name a couple. So then it's possible to do it. What about Yahusha? So then if it's possible to do it, it only seems impossible because you don't actually know the Father. That's simple. If you knew the Father, then you'd understand what's required of you. That's simple. How can you be perfect as the Father if you don't know what perfection is? So then maybe you should ask the people who are so-called shepherding you, leading you, or guiding you, what is this perfection that I should be becoming, that I should be seeking to become? What is it? And then see the answer that they give. First of all, they should say love. Because Yahusha was the one that said, if you will be perfect, see, if you will be perfect, then sell all that you have, give the proceeds to the poor, and come follow me. And it says that man left sorrowful because he had great riches. So it wasn't like he just left just because he stubbed his toe on the table or something inconsequential. He left for a specific reason, sorrowful. It was because he couldn't do what Yahusha asked of him. What Yahusha told him would make him perfect, he couldn't do. So if it was giving up of his goods, giving it to the poor, it says he was a very rich man, then what do you think was hindering him from entering into the kingdom? Could it be selfishness? So then watch this. If you're selfish, can you keep the new commandment? See how simple that is to understand there? It's not even hard, is it? Not even a struggle, is it? You can't keep Abba's commandment if you're a selfish person. So then you can't be perfect if you're selfish. Even though you did all this stuff for yourself to make yourself appear as though you're righteous. See? But you lack one thing. And that one thing is keeping a whole lot of people from being perfect. It's selfishness. A man takes too much thought for his own life. That means he doesn't listen to Yahusha then, does it? See? Do you understand? Watch this. If you came to this church and it was a physical church with a building, and you came on a normal Sunday like your normal church like you see everybody else do, you had a suit on and everything, had your Sunday's best tic-tac shoes and everything, polished up with black polish and shit, even got on black church socks. But you go up in there and you see me preaching, and I'm like, did y'all hear when Yahusha said, take no thought for your life? Now, which one of you in here, right in this building right now, is worried about your bills? Watch everybody raise their hand. Which one of you in here is worried about your groceries? They're going to raise their hand. Which one of you in here is worried about, and it's going to be worried about, and the congregation is steadily holding their hands up, but yet they're all say they're there to serve Yahusha, who's the one who said, take no thought for your life, which literally translates to, don't worry. Wouldn't you think that pastor is strange? This guy's out of touch. He's so spiritual, he's even any physically good. He doesn't even know how to live life. He's talking about take no thought. No, I'm just actually showing you what the one you say you serve said. Did he say that? Yeah, I mean, as I'm reading right there, it sure as hell says it. Take no thought for your life. Matter of fact, he goes on to give examples and uses illustrations with animals and everything to say, look at this. These things that you see flat past you every day called sparrows. Your Father is watching to make sure that they have the things that they need every day, and you're considering whether or not he's looking at your life to take care of you or not. He knows exactly what you have need of before you ask him. The reason why men don't believe that is because they don't believe the good thing that Abba has for them is good. They think the situation they're in is bad for them. So they run from it and look for a comfort, temporarily only, but they look for a comfort from the situation that they're in, not realizing Abba's got you in that situation to make you into something. Now, which one of you Israelite men who are listening to me today, you one of the members of the flockulators, which one of you wouldn't like to be in Joseph's position that he found himself in later on in life? Which one of you would like to sit in that position in life? Now, many brothers would say that's the position I'd like to be in. I mean, he was way up high, could take care of all his family, gave him land and everything. He didn't have to answer to anybody alone but Pharaoh, and Pharaoh loved him. So he was living the high life, living great. Yeah, he sure was. Now, how was he living before he ended up in that throne? Practically, let's put it that way. Where was he before that? Well, he was in a pit at one point. He also was in a prison cell at another point. He also was a slave at a man's house named Potiphar for a while. So all of these decades leading up to the end result that we see him sitting there living the high life, how many of you want to pass through those vicissitudes that he passed through? Don't nobody want to. See what I'm trying to tell you right then? So that means if you're the Joseph going through those vicissitudes, being thrown in a pit, hated by your brothers, rejected and cast off as dead, trying to cut your name off from the rest of existence and everything as if you never existed. You got your dad walking around sorrowful thinking that you're dead. You're actually not, but he thinks that you do, and your brothers allow him to keep thinking that. Look at this. You get lied on by some stankin' ass hoe that want to commit adultery, but you won't. So she's so mad you won't stoop to her level and justify her wickedness that she hates you and smear campaigns you, false accuse you, and gets you thrown in prison on false accusations. You want to experience that? No, you just want the glory. Well, you can't just get the glory. Humility before honor, little flock. Say that to yourself. Make that one of our creeds. Humility before honor. You have to go through a fiery furnace of affliction to try you, to make you an acceptable man. Acceptable means now you can accept all of the things God got for you. See that? All the glory, like Joseph did. Now you can accept it. You've been tried. You've been put through a furnace of affliction to see if you're going to hate. That's all it is, flock. That's why I be trying to tell y'all about Abba so much, about his son so much, and about what he did on that cross so much, so that you can remember his suffering, so that you can look at your own life and say, I have not yet suffered to that level, and he didn't even lash back. But look at me. He did no sin. I did a whole lot of sin. But yet I want to scream out, lash back, punch, kick, and scream because somebody offended me? They spit in Yahushua's face. Do you hear that, flock? Your master, the one you all cry and shit, saying how much you love, you'll die for and give your life a living sacrifice for. They spit in his face, and he didn't even say anything. He didn't do anything either. So then who are you to stand there today and say, I just can't take it. It's just so unfair. I have to do something. What do you have to do? Stand up for yourself? That what they taught you in that fucked up ass, old dusty ass, destroyed ass, gone in the wind? Not gone, well shit, might as well be gone with the wind ass world. That's what they taught you? Yeah, man, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. What did Yahushua say? You have heard it said. See, I'm just going to keep reminding you of the one you say you love. You have heard it said, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, y'all just going to negate that but I part, huh? Y'all love butts so much until they're supposed to point you to the right thing. Y'all too busy looking at butts that point you to the wrong thing. Too busy looking at the wrong butts. I'm looking at the right butt. Wait a minute. Wait. He said you have heard it said, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That seems fair. But I say unto you, see, you're going to accept eye for an eye because it seems fair to the carnal mind, doesn't it? Doesn't it make sense? Okay, he punched me. I punched him back. I got my lick back. Now we even. That's what we call it, even. That's the old carnal way. Yahusha said they punched me in my face and I turned the other cheek. And then they punched me on that one. And then I stood there and then they spit in my face. And then they covered my head so I couldn't see and smacked me, punched me, kicked me, and said, who's striking you, prophet? Since you're such a prophet, say who did this to you? Who did this to you? You hear that? That's what they did to your master. And what did he do? He opened not his mouth. But what do? I know God. I know Jesus Christ. Hey, buddy. Huh? You stepped on my Nikes. Donkey Kong time. Here we go with the Neanderthal shit. How stupid is that? Men are supposed to be so intelligent, but yet they have to get back to Neanderthal times and swing, slob, kick, and punch each other like they're on Parappa the Rapper, kick, punch. It's all in your mind. Parappa the Rapper and all this shit. Do y'all remember that nigga Parappa the Rapper? Y'all probably don't. A little paper thin nigga that be rapping and shit. Kick, punch. It's all in your mind. That's how niggas think life is all about. Yeah, I came here 30 years ago. Now I'm taking the world over by storm. And then now you're 70. Oh shit, that was fun while it lasted. I guess I'm gonna curl up here in a damn ball and die in hospice because I wasted all my life energy on that holly jolly good time I was having. Wow! Nothing more sad than an old man doting on the old past while he's sitting there ready to croak. Yeah, back then I was, and then I was, and then I was, and none of that I was shit is God. That ain't his name. So look who you worship and you say, pray for me and that God accept me into the pearly gates. Pray that God accepts you into the pearly gates. What were you doing your whole life? I'm already been walked into the pearly gates. He be looking, see, you got a devil. You're blaspheming God. You don't know nothing about the Bible. Look at these people. Hypocritas, cucarachas. That's what they is. They're hypocrites, dude. You watch them all day, critique, point fingers, talk about you, what you should do, what you should be doing, how you should be living up to your potential, how you should be doing this, and that, because there's this new program going on downtown. You can get into the program, you go down there, you sign the paper, and then you wait in line for half an hour, and they'll get you into the system, and then they'll put you into there, and then you can possibly get into that program on the waiting list, and then what? These are all people that say they serve God. Listen at this nonsense. None of them talk to you about faith. None of them teach you how to obtain anything. They teach you how to beg God. Yes, Lord, I know I am just a simple man, but I sure would like to have some nice things if I could, you could just bless me to possibly be able to maybe muster up the strength to. Look at all of this weak ass shit I am doing while you're talking about what you was trying to do with some idol. Fuck that idol. We don't like him. What I might do is another idol that can't get anything done. I wish I could do. That wish nigga is a genie in a lamp that ain't shit but a blue nigga off Aladdin that they drew and animated. What else you got out there? Come on, give me another idea, little flock. Let's laugh at these wolves trying to blend in with us, but yet they're talking that dumb shit. How the hell are these supposed to be wolves, but we're braver than them, and we're sheep? We're braver than them niggas. I thought the wolf was supposed to be all scary and terrifying and an apex predator and alpha this and all of that. How come we're so much braver than him then? All he ever has to say is, well, that can't happen because this, right? We're sheep. We're weak. We can't do anything. So then what is this guy talking about? I am and all that stuff. Don't listen to him. He's trying to act like he's God or something. The hell with that. We know the Bible said be perfect as your father. We know. That's the wolf. We know. Shut up. We know God's word. What I'm saying though is, we're nothing but sheep. We're weak as hell and can't do nothing, man. Isn't that right? So as soon as danger comes, scream, holler, and let's scatter and run. And then you scatter. As soon as you scatter, he sees the lagging slow one, and he chomps down on your ankle, drags you off into the brush, chomps you up and eats you, puts your wool up on his back, throws the other dusty, stinking ass from the last guy he ate, throws that one off, gets your new wool and puts it on and goes right back to the flock. Hey, guys, yeah, did you all get away? They're like, Johnny, he's dead. He didn't get away. What happened to him? The wolf's like, oh, my God, Johnny. What happened to him? Where did he go? Somebody grabbed him. Somebody grabbed him, the wolf. Somebody grabbed him? Oh, God. Oh, Johnny. Excuse me. Johnny! Oh! Yeah, they literally will come to the funeral and will sit there and cry and cry and cry, but they did everything they could to make sure this person died. But they would go before men. Oh, I miss my mom. But just the other day, you were telling her how you're never coming around. You can't stand her. Stay the hell out of your life. Get away from you. So then how in the hell are you crying and all stressed out? That damn song, you guys might as well put that shit on replay. Everybody in the carnal mind, hey, enemy, put this song on replay. You don't know what you got till it's gone. On and on it seems to go, but you don't know what you got till it's gone. That's what you guys need to put on replay, because y'all didn't know shit that y'all had till it's gone. Then you want to cry and run around screaming with snot coming all down and every damn thing, and nobody's going to care. Abba said he ain't. Because it's not real. It's fake and it's false. You guys don't know the Father. If you did, you'd act like you knew him. But y'all don't act like you know him. When you act fearful, then you don't know my Father. When you act stupid, you don't know my Father. When you act skeptical, you don't know my Father. When you're doubtful, you don't know my Father. What are you guys talking about? I know he said faith was an omitted matter. I know that. So I don't assume many people understand faith. And they don't. They don't. Just listen to them talk, and that'll tell you if they're a faithful man or not. You sit there and you hear a man talk about his life, and he starts telling you about all of his problems and all the hindrances in his life. Then he doesn't have faith. But this, man, life is just hard, man. That's a faithless man. He doesn't have any belief in anything God has told him. Fear not. Take no thought for your life. Don't you know the day will take thought for the things of itself? If you knew that, you'd chill the fuck out. But look how you're not chilled out. Chilled out means at peace. See how I dwell in Jerusalem, where there is salvation? That's where the saving happens. When you're calm and peaceful, then God will save you. If you're not calm and peaceful, God ain't going to save you. You're going to fall. Peter showed us that. Peter showed us that. Peter is faith. So whenever you see Peter go off, what does that mean? He's becoming doubtful. He's becoming sinful. You see that? He's becoming Satan. So then what did Yahushua say? Get thee behind me, Satan. Who was he talking to? Kepha. Peter. Skeet deedly, can you understand me? You understand me? Peter is faith. So then when he doubts, he sinks, he denies. Look at what you do when you're faithless. When you're faithless and perverse, you do some evil ass, sinister ass, wicked, betraying ass shit. Everybody wants to talk about Judas as if Judas was just the only guy that did wrong, which was betrayed, the one he said he loved. What did Peter do? Oh, yeah, when he denied him, I mean, that is betraying his word, because he said he would never do that. And then he did do it. Why is the question? Because the wave, that big ass wave came up. Like I told you. You would be like, when he denied him, there wasn't even any water around. What do you mean a big wave? Then you ain't been listening to what we talk about here at the School of Marvelous Light, you carnal-minded doggy dog. Now get on up out of here on the other side of the wall over there. But here in Jerusalem, where the upright walk, we understand what it means. That big wave came up in his life, didn't it, little flock? And when he saw the big-ass wave coming, he went, I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know the man at all. I don't know that man right there. I don't know him. I don't know that man. Cooning and shit, sugar footing and whatever the hell else they say when a nigga get the jigabooing like that. I don't know him. Then the yeah, he was tripping. He started to weep bitterly. Why you do that? Why you weep? Why you weep? You know why he wept. Because he didn't keep his word, little flock. See? So it is with people that say that they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk when it comes to what Yahusha said. And I understand why niggas don't be walking it. Because you got to be brave. That's how I was separating the wheat from the tares. What kind of men do you think are wheat? Brave ones or cowards? Which one are the wheat? Which one are the tares? Look how simple this is. You all are going to say, well, the brave man is the one God would pick. He wouldn't pick the coward. No, because the fearful shall not enter into the kingdom. See how simple that is? So if you're fearful, then you can't enter into this thought. No, you can't. See how simple it is? It's not about any physical place to go to. It's you can't enter into these thoughts if you're a fearful person. Can you say, I am unafraid if you're fearful? No. So then you can't enter into the place where God is. God ain't fearful. God is not afraid. That's why he always tells you to fear not. Fear not. Fear not. Well, the only way you can fear not is only one way. That's what I keep trying to tell the whole wide world. But the whole wide world keeps trying to shook around and get in some other kind of way. You can't. You can do that all day. I'll just stand here at the gate just like this, looking at you with my staff in my hand, ready to bonk as soon as you stop moving, because you will. You'll get tired and fatigued with all that jolting trying to get in some other kind of way. Shepherd ain't letting you in no other way, because that means you're a thief if you're trying to get in another way. There's only one way in, buddy. You have to go through the door of love. That's how you get in. So what are you going to do today? Love or keep shooking and jiving around love? I understand why you all shook and jive around it, because it is the cornerstone that the builders reject. You all must be fools if you think you can build something and the cornerstone is not love and it will stand. Then you tell me, what is the cornerstone that you must needs have if you're going to build a structure or a house or a cake or a donut? I don't give a damn what you make. What do you need to make it work or to make it be what it's supposed to be? Well, the Bible says if you have not love, then you haven't done anything. Even if you've done something that to the mind of men and eyes of men looks to be wonderful, selfless, and loving. If you didn't do it with love, then you didn't do it. So then what's the cornerstone? When you build a house, maybe y'all need to listen to some Luther Vandross. Then maybe y'all understand better what I'm saying here. If it ain't no love in it, then it ain't nothing. A house is just a house. It's not a home if it ain't got no love in there. So that's what make it what it is. Love. God is love. So God is the maker of all things. Love is. See it? Because if it's not made with love, it shall not stand. If it shall not stand, then it's not real. God doesn't consider it to be anything. It's going to fall. So then it never is. But if it's founded on the solid rock of love, it shall stand the test of time and it shall always be. And if once you know that, then you rest. And that's what I'm telling you guys about every aspect of your life. Watch. If you've been looking for a wife and you're a man and you've been looking for a wife, and then you find a woman that you love and she reverences you, lucky you, brother. She happens to reverence you. So you take her and make her your wife. Then you founded that relationship on love because you truly love her. This is not for any outward appearance. This is not for anything else. You have to actually know what love is. And we're going to get into that here in a second. So now that you know that you love her and that she reverences you, now you rest. Now you can rest. But if you choose a woman and build a relationship with her off of any other reason, she was beautiful, she could cook good, she could dress nice, she had nice style, she was a good businesswoman, she was smart. If you pick her for any other reason other than love, then you're building it up and it's going to fall. And that's why you see so many divorces happening, because nobody chooses for love anymore, because actually no one knows love. Yahusha said this, and yet people think he's not talking about love when he says, you don't know my father. Who is his father? His father is love. That's why the commandment he gave us was what? Love one another. So he proved he came from his father, which was love, when he said, new commandment I give to you, that you love one another as I have loved you. The same way I have loved you. What kind of way is that? Selflessly. I have given myself up for you. That means my own ideals, my own motives, my own desires for myself. My desire for myself is to serve you. My desire for myself is to see you where you would like to be. That's my desire. Why? Because I understand Yahusha's way. I understand what he means when he says you reap what you sow. What you send out to others, you will get that in abundance. So if I'm sending out love and I'm saying, brother, I want you to have it all. Brother, I want you to live your best life. Tell me what you want, brother. And then the brother tells me, and then I start to see it for him and imagine it and feel it for him. And by faith, believe that it's so for him. If I'm doing that for the brothers all damn day long, then what has to come back on me? All that love I keep giving out. If you love much, like Mary did, you're going to get a whole lot of love in return. Who did Mary get? Yahusha. Keep telling y'all that. Who was the first one that saw him after he came out that tomb? Mary was. People keep forgetting that, though. Mary was. She was like, where is my master? They have taken him. Look how she speaks about him. My master. Look at that. Where is my master? They have taken him. Why are you crying, woman? Because they took in my master. She don't know she's talking to her master. He said, Mary. She said, and then he said, touch me not. So what was she about to do, y'all? If he had to tell her, don't touch me yet, what was she about to do? She about to embrace him. She loved him. Y'all should prove that when he told them what she was doing there on that floor. How many women do you know will be so humble to fall on the floor before the man that she loved, the man that gave everything for her, and cry so much about him being taken from her that she has enough tears to wash his feet with and dry them with her own hair? What a humble gesture. Is there any more humble gesture than that? Well, why did he receive such a humble gesture? Because he did such a humble gesture when he washed the feet of his own disciples. What kind of master, king, and a leader comes off of his throne, girds himself with the girdle or the towel, and washes the feet of his brothers who are less than him? A loving king. A king who hopes all things for his men. A king who conquers all things for his men. Conquers his own self-vanity. His own selfish gain. Y'all are trying to conquer something else. Conquer your selfish ambition. To push your brother up that hill that you're all climbing. People will forget about that, but it doesn't matter. Abba sees it. And when will that be enough for a man? when Abba see him? When is that enough for him? It's enough for me. I've let it go, little flock. I've let those vain things go that I used to wish and wonder and want over so bad. To be loved by zombies? By the dead? For what reason? To have some vain glory for a moment that's going to pass and fade? Or to be in the bosom of love forevermore in the hands of a Father who truly loves you? Then people believe that all they have is these people around them that offer them gall and vinegar. And you keep running to them looking for a hug, looking for comfort, looking for a kiss, looking for some type of reprieve. But you find none. As I read to you in the scripture, you shall not find it in the world, because the world is loveless. The world knows not my Father. For if they knew him, they would do what he said to do. They would love one another. They would sacrifice their own ambitions for the sake of another. And if everybody did that, everyone would rise. But yet, what do we have, little flock? Haves and have-nots. People standing at the top with their foot on the neck of the other one trying to climb up. And that's not brotherly love, and that's not keeping God's commandment, you see. So go to the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Now, when you read these verses, what you're actually reading is the personality and attributes of the Father. Isn't that interesting? So when people tell you, hey, you should know my God, and you need to repent and come to Christ and come to God, and when they're doing that, when the person says, well, who is this God? And what about this God? Do they tell you that God's name? And do they tell you the qualities about this God according to these scriptures we're about to read? That's all you need to be thinking about. Like if somebody had a friend and they introduced you to their other friend. You know how you used to do, like back in high school, maybe you came from a previous school across town, so you had friends at that school, but now you at the new school. So you still hang out with some of your friends from the old school. So now that you at the new school, you done made some new friends. So now you take some of them new friends, and when you go to hang out with your old friends, you bring some of your new friends over to the old friends, and they become mutual friends, and y'all all become friends. You see that? You see? So now, let's get into some scriptures. 1 Corinthians 13, love. You see? Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity is love. And charity also is giving up of self for another, less fortunate than you. See it? So if I'm climbing a mountain and I'm strong and able to do it, and I'm climbing and climbing and climbing, and along the way as I'm climbing, I look over and I see my brother who's tired and he's weary and he's sliding down. He's trying to crawl, but he's sliding and falling. Do I just go on past and keep on climbing because I'm strong and able? Or do I show charity and lift my brother up and support him and say, let's get there together, brother? Well, Yahusha dropped his cross and he needed somebody to come and carry it for him and go some other way with him. So charity suffereth long. So then remember about the suffering I told you about? Suffering means injustice. That's why it's suffering. Because it has no rhyme, no riddle. It has no reason. It's done without a cause. And so you're waiting for justice to come. Instead of executing your own justice, see, you're waiting for Abba to execute the justice and to balance the scales in your life. That may take some time because Abba's the perfect judge and knows exactly when to execute that judgment and to make things equal and right again. Because he is a God of fairness, you see. But sometimes that may take a while, but it's coming. So you may have to suffer some injustice for a while in order to see the other side of the mountain. You see that? Which is where all the glory is, like Joseph and like Job. You see, they suffered long, not short amount of time. They suffered a long time. So love suffers long. First thing about God you need to know. See how he suffers long? Did you know that? That's all you need to be thinking about right now. Wow, Abba's long suffering. He's not harsh, critical, and quick to judge and quick to anger. No. I know men talking shit like that is the way God is. Nope. He suffers long and is kind. So my Father is long-suffering and he's kind. Back to the point earlier, if you will be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect, then be long-suffering. Be kind. Charity envieth not. So then don't envy. Charity vaunteth not itself. So don't be puffed up and prideful and arrogant. It is not puffed up, see? So God is not puffed up and prideful and arrogant. He hates a proud look. He hates a haughty spirit. He hates it. And he will bring it to a fall. You see? So as we said, humility goes before honor. Pride goes before a fall. One is the carnal mind. One is the spiritual mind. Okay? It doth not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. So love seeketh not her own. So then my Father doesn't seek his own. It said it is his good pleasure to give us the kingdom, to share with us what he experiences every moment of every day of every, what you want to call day. You understand what I'm saying? I am ever existing. He wants to teach you what it feels like to be in that state. He wants to share it with you. It's his good pleasure to share it with you. See? Watch this. Is not easily provoked. So Abba's not easily provoked. People act like they do something. God gonna come down with a lightning bolt. Boom. What that nigga thought he was doing, scratching his nose. I didn't tell anybody to scratch their nose, did I? Israelites, no, Lord, you didn't. You didn't tell us to. Please, my nose is itching. Don't blast me. I gotta scratch it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? No. He's not easily provoked. So then you should not be if you want to be perfect like him. See how you're getting the list of how to be perfect? Isn't this interesting? Is it even hard? Have I used a gazillion scriptures? No, one little scripture. So then how in the hell everybody so-called teaching you how to be God, be like God, but they ain't teaching you God's name and God attributes. And so which attributes you need? Is they don't want to teach you that because they ain't got them attributes. That's why. They is quick to get angry. That's why they don't want to teach you the truth about God, because then you'll be able to see that they're not like God. You'll be like, wait a minute, wait. Long suffering? Dude, you get mad as soon as somebody does anything you don't like. What do you mean? You're so impatient that nobody can even make a mistake around you. So what do you mean God is patient? Well, you sure in the hell aren't. Oh, well. Rebuke your neighbor. That's all they can run back to. You see? Love thinketh no evil. You hear that there? Thinketh, not do, thinketh. It don't even think evil. Harmless as a dove in your thoughts. Hey, man, you ain't shit, man. Okay. That should be your attitude. Hey, dude, you're ugly. Why won't you say something? Because my master told me not to. Yeah, but I want to be your master. You must be fucking crazy as hell to think I would let some Sonic the Hedgehog looking ass nigga like you be my master or think he could ever rule over me at all. Please get up out of my face with your stinking ass, halitosis breath having ass, ugly ass, Bowser looking ass face up out of here before I get indignant and do something to you. Y'all hear me, little flock? That should be your attitude toward these people that are trying to tell you something other than what God said. Love don't think no evil. So then say whatever you want to say. If it's not even true, then why get offended? Because I don't want other men to think it's true. That's all it is, little flock. Don't let these niggas fool you. They just don't want other men to fall for it. They want to control a narrative that they can't even control. People gonna think whatever the hell they want to think. Don't mean it's true. People got their opinions. So what? Which one is true? Which one of these opinions is true? None of them. So then what the hell it matter to me? Yeah, but somebody may think that what that guy said about me is true, grandson. I got to stick up for myself and prove that it ain't true. How come you won't let God do that? Man, 'cause God takes too long, man. I know. The Bible said God was taking too long. You said. And so you turned and started to beat your fellow servants. Look at you beating each other. Instead of taking the road Yahushua told you to take. Oh, grandson, you're right again. I know that I'm just hating on this guy over here, and I can't stop making videos about him, and I can't stop talking about his life and what he's doing wrong and how he's not right, and how he's not doing what he's supposed to do, and I just can't stop making videos about him. I don't know how this happened all of a sudden. I mean, grandson did say it was going to start happening, and now it is. What the fuck's going on? Sonic the Hedgehog looking ass nigga. Y'all hear me? And his sidekick Tails. Take his ass with you too. I like Knuckles. That nigga can stay over here with me. I like his attitude. Love rejoices not in iniquity. Told you I hate iniquity. Told you, because Abba do. So I do. Be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. But rejoices in the truth. See that there, little flock? But what do a nigga do? The nigga do a crime, go to court, get somebody to get on a stand and lie for him, and then he lies, the guy gets off, and they both run back to the trap house, slapping high five. Yeah, man! You lied to the DA, man, and I got off, man. They fell for it, dude. Yeah! 2 years later, they look at the damn records and realize this nigga perjured himself, and they come and pick his ass up while he's in the Bahamas on the beach with his girlfriend sipping a mimosa. Hey, baby, isn't this the high life? Them niggas thought they could lock me a click. What the hell? Yeah, come with us, perjuring ass nigga. You lied on the stand, didn't you? Neanderthal time. Here it goes. Charity beareth all things. I can't take it. I know, little flock. See, this the kind of shepherd you got. I understand it's hard at times to bear it. That's to prove your love. Don't you get it? For instance, I'll give you guys an example that any parent can easily understand. Sometimes your child, they get to this period, they call them terrible twos or whatever they call it. They get to this point in life where they just don't act right. They cry about everything. They're never satisfied. Nothing is ever right. They're always upset and let you know they're upset by going, ah! Now, people have killed children over that. Isn't it true? Shut up! It's called shaken baby syndrome. How does a baby get shaken so bad that his brain gets destroyed inside of his body? How does that happen? From somebody who did what? Didn't bear it. So then they didn't do what? They didn't love the child. Now, my question is, did they love the child when they shook the child? See how it always comes back to love? So what did this person do that was wrong? They didn't love. They didn't bear it. They didn't have the fruit of the Spirit, which is self-control. They lost control because of an outside stimulation. Then you don't have self-control. You're not like God. You don't love. Because love bears all things. It keeps no record of wrong. All you do is this. This is all the fuck you ever do. I understand. I do. I understand how something can become so nagging and so overwhelming to the senses that you just want it to stop. And like I said, some of those shaken babies, the person didn't mean to kill the child. It wasn't their intent. Like, I'm going to kill this baby. It wasn't their intent. But they lost control and they didn't bear it. And when you don't bear it and you don't love, guess what you become? There's only one other alternative. Neanderthal time. Neanderthal is too stupid to know what a baby is. He be looking, he break the baby leg. Baby, he slammed the baby because it cried. Pow, break his head. Look at the other Neanderthal. He'd be like, what the hell are they saying to each other? They don't even know. They're too stupid. That's what people do. They become a beast, in other words, is what I'm saying, little flock. Esau came out red and hairy all over like a hairy garment. Neanderthal time. You become a beast when you are not loving. You don't have another alternative. Think about your wife. You're sitting there and she's saying some shit. She's antagonizing you. What she's really doing there, brother, use wisdom and then you'll succeed. Watch. What she's actually doing right there is testing to see if you love her or not. Shouldn't you be? If that's your woman, you'd be like, yeah. So then whose fault is it if you don't be? Yours. So then when she's antagonizing you or testing you or tempting you to prove whether you love her or not, you prove it. And how do you? By being calm, patient, long-suffering, kind, slow to wrath and anger, patient, bearing it all. Well, grandson, what if it just keeps on happening and there's just no hope that it could ever be right again? Then what should I do? Well, let's keep reading, then you'll know. It bears all things, verse 7, believes all things, hopes all things. So then you lost hope, you said? Then you ain't loving. These three remain, faith, hope, and love. They're going to remain in you. But the greatest of these is love. So then don't lose your hope. Considering what it is you want. Don't lose your hope. Okay, well, this is what I hope. I am experiencing this with this person. See, you correct the relationship with the person inside yourself. Say it's the child, since we use that example. The child, Okay, let me calm down. Let me stop trying to calm this child down and let me calm me down. Since fruit of the Spirit is self-control, I'm trying to control that other self. That's why I'm getting upset. That's why I'm ready to shake. That's why I'm ready to do harm. Because I want to control this other being, proving that my attention is not on where it should be, which is controlling me. I'm the one out of control, not this child. The child didn't snap my neck or shake me or throw me against the headboard or slam me on the bed and say, shut up, or cover my face till I couldn't fucking breathe and scare me half to fucking death. The child didn't do that to me, but yet I'm doing that to the child, this person who's out of control. They're doing that to the child, and then they're saying the child is wrong. Well, the child provoked me. What is love? It's not easily provoked. You see? Yeah, my woman, man, she pissed me off, man. I had no choice but to smack the taste out of her mouth. Did you hear what she said? Love is not easily provoked. Love is kind. Love is long-suffering. I was sitting in a tent one day, and my wife at the time was sitting in the tent with me. We were at this place setting up tents for this retreat that everybody was on. Well, we're setting up the tent, and she felt the opportunity was right for her to give me a piece of her mind of how she had been feeling the last few years. And she told me every damn thing. You heard I say every damn thing that she could possibly think to say. And when she was done saying all these hurtful, crazy, wicked, evil-ass things to me, I was sitting there in the tent looking at her like this. When she got done saying what she was saying, I mean, it took everything in me to restrain myself. I was like, ooh, keep the word of his patience, grandson. Keep the word of his patience. We keep in his word. And I'm sitting there shitting. I'm holding on by a thread. And then she goes, now, I bet you want to hit me, don't you? And I said, just finish what you want to say to me. Just say whatever it is you got to say and finish and be done with it. That's all I want to say. She stormed out the tent. And when she stormed out the tent, I went, woohoo! I'm still here. Everyone's alive. Oh, Abba, you somehow brought me through that by grace and mercy because, oh man, I almost jumped out of my skin a few times, Father. Thank you for your ways. So then she couldn't accuse me of being out of control or losing control. No, I said I love you. I bear all things. I'm bearing this shit that you don't think I can bear. That's actually what was happening. She was trying to tempt me. See? You can't bear this shit I'm about to say. That's what she meant when she said, I bet you want to hit me. Who says something to somebody and then the next thing they say is, I bet you want to hit me? You knew what you said was fucked up then, don't you? In other words, you thought that was going to get the response that you wanted was for me to act Tasmanian Neanderthal up in here. But I ain't gonna, because I'm going to keep the word of his patience. And I did. And she was all stunned in every damn thing. I don't understand. And then a couple minutes later, we were kissing each other with honey all in our mouth and everything. Just telling the truth. Because I didn't respond the way that she thought that I would. She's like, wait a minute. Whoa. He's strong. Well, that's Abba that you looking at. Love. Shit. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I know I'm going to fall short in my life at times. That's what I told her when I told her father when I married her. I know I'm going to fall short at times and I won't do it perfectly. But you have my word that I will always strive to do the loving thing. I will fall short at times. I make sure to say that. I will fall short at times, but I will always recorrect myself, which is what I always fought to do during that relationship. You see? So I ain't no hypocrite. You see? But the people need to know what love is so that they can know what the Father is, so that they can know what they are. Did y'all know this is what y'all are? Okay then, continuing. Bear all things, believe all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So what can't you endure? The screaming of the baby? The nagging of the wife? The betrayal of your homie? The backstabbing of your so-called friend? The adultery of your girlfriend or your wife or whatever? The adultery? Whatever it is, what can't you forgive? The theft? The insulting? What can't you bear? What can't you endure? It says all things. Love can endure it all. Yahushua proved it. Did he endure it? Did he endure every insult, every strike, every blow? Okay then. Okay then. Charity never fails. So then if you use it, it will not fail you. I'm a living witness that that is the truth. Every circumstance where I use love, I succeeded, even if it didn't seem like I would, little flock. It seems like love is not going to do it. When you're in that situation, you're like, there's no way this will do it. It will do it. It will do it for you, and it will do it if someone uses it on you. I've had times when I was in the wrong with a person, and they used this against me. They chose the loving path, and it made me end up looking like a Neanderthal. And I was like, let me calm down. I'm all standing over this person like Donkey Kong and every damn thing. And they're kneeling down on the ground, but damn near bowing their head. So how do I look just continuing to do this? I look stupid. Let me calm my ass down. I look dumb as fuck. See what I mean? It works regardless. He's no respecter of persons. He's a respecter of who does the right thing. That's who he will back. Who does the loving thing. That's who he's with. That's who love is with, obviously. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect come, that which is in part shall be done away. So perfect love casts out fear. You see that? It casts out everything that makes things be done in part. Perfect love casts it out. And so, today, little flock, it would be well that you know the Father. His name is I Am. And then everything after that is something that's loving. So you got to practice every day. Just practice it, because you're not going to be good at it at first because you're not used to talking to yourself like that. If you were, you wouldn't have to be brought in. That means you already in. And a lot of people say they in, but then when you listen to them talk about I Am, they prove they're not in. See that there, little flock? So prove that you in today with speaking lovingly about the Father today. That's how you prove it. Read John. This is how we prove we're the children of God. Because we love. So it's that simple, little flock. So I'll be blessed today, little flockulators. Silouan Misraela.